What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and the update video from the official FFBE update videos to rule them all has finally shown itself, and we have a ton of exciting stuff coming out of it. However, we don't figure out where the unit of choice ticket went off to, but I'm pretty sure this was pre-recorded before we had this whole thing happen. So sadly, I will say that now. If you're looking forward to that, that is not stated in there. But what is stated in there is this sexy beast right next to me. That's right. Finally, Hyoh is here. The meta-changing, the big dick daddy unit of them all. The true double-hand 7-star meta-crashing, physical damage chaining beast will be here. And I do believe he's going to be here this week. His banner will include 2 other units, a 3-star base and a 4-star. We don't care about those. We're only going to talk about this guy. First off, I just want you to look at his TMR. Just to get a taste of how broken this guy really is. And that's just in his TMR. We got Hyoh's Clothes. Attack 28. Pretty high attack stat. Defense 42. Alright. Enable Blade Master. What could Blade Master be? Boost attack by 30% when equipped with a large sword. What the hell, right? So first off, not only are you getting that high attack stat that you want with true double hand users, you want a high attack stat for that true double hand to be hitting there, you also get a 30% attack buff when you're putting on great swords, which in the end is pretty much what you want anyway on most of these units. Guys, Hyoh is extremely powerful. There's not much else. I'm going to go into a banner review. I'm going to show him off. Hopefully I get him. I do have a unit of choice to get one of them. Remember that he won't be able to use those unit of choice to get Hyoh till after his banner completely runs out. Okay, I want to make sure you guys are aware of that so you don't go in there looking for him. He'll be there after his banner is gone. Hyoh has Divine Runation Chaining on one of his abilities, so you might be like, yeah, he can chain with everybody. Well, he could activate that 3 times. Because of another ability. Also, it's a little bit different than normal chain is concerned when it comes to Hyoh, as he has a backloaded chaining. And it's hard to explain the way they wrote it in the code, but this is pretty much what makes him so powerful and what kind of breaks him upon a lot of other stuff. But essentially, you know how when you use Cloud, he uses Limit Burst and he hits and he hits and he hits and he hits and he hits, and it does okay damage. At the very end, he hits it, it like blows somebody up, right? He does most of his damage at the end of his ability. Well, that's kind of like how Hyoh works in terms of his chaining. So it is going to chain, it's going to chain properly, but the most of the damage that is applied through that modifier isn't applied evenly like most of the time. It's actually going to be applied a little bit at the beginning and a lot at the end. And what that causes to happen is that your chaining modification that you get added, you know, as you chain up, you get more damage added to the thing, up to a 4 times added modifier there. That is all added to the end. So instead of like it being added to, you know, kind of like your chaining modification is split out over time, let's say in a Divine Runation chain. In Hyoh's case, the big brunt of the multiplication of the damage, and it's kind of complicated, but the big brunt of his damage isn't spread out through all of his chaining. It's at the very end, and that is when the chaining is going to be there. So that's going to crash together and just do a shit ton of damage. Not to mention that his Limit Burst is literally insane at a 19 times multiplier with a 30 hit chain. A Hyoh and another Hyoh with a Limit Burst can just chain through Limit Burst kill stuff, and that's why I really wanted that Squall STMR. Oh boy, it's gonna be good. But moving on from Hyoh, let's discuss the Hyoh banner. Now, as you can see here, in the JP version of the game, they got an 11k step up, similar to how we got with Reagan when we got him to come out. But it looks like Global's actually getting something a little bit better than JP got, if this is to be believed from this image. It appears that we also get the 11k, but in turn as well gets the 25k step-up banner that has Awakened Rain at the end. So similar to what we had with, you know, past double 5-star base units, we have Awakened Rain at the end and Hyoh at the end. So that gives us even more chances of getting Hyoh as long as you're spinning Lapis. This allows us to get a guaranteed rainbow at the 3-step, and at the very end, you have the 50-50 shot of either getting a broken 7-star magic tank, one of the best, if not the best 7-star magic tank in Awakened Rain, or the most broken physical chainer in the game, Hyoh. Plus, you get an 11k one you guys can do. So if you got the Lapis, you guys are going to burn it. It's going to feel good, make it go in the air. I have 35k, and unless Gumi announces and Square Enix announce where that unit of choice ticket is gone and I like it, I won't be buying any cash. So hopefully I can pull a Hyoh out of that and use my unit of choice tickets for the second one. But man, you guys should be excited. Also, we get to learn a little bit more about him, they said, with this story event, and a very, curious to learn about what happened in the past with our boy Hyoh. So next up, they announced a couple of trials. We have the two-headed dragon trial coming back, so we get a better helm there that we've already had, the Helm Plus or whatever, and that helm has been useful for me through the whole game, so I actually am going to go in there and kill that guy to get a hold of that. Then they talked about this other trial coming out where we have to fight 2 Marlboros, and we get a pretty sick shield from it. I want that. But they talked about how it's like the Bomb family and the Marlboro left the Marlboro trial we have and found a wife, and now we have to murder him and his children and his wife. And I was just like, God damn, do I really want to do that for the shield? Charlie, good job on that one. It made me chuckle quite a bit. And then finally they had another weapons trial that's coming out where it looks like we're fighting Vega from Street Fighter. Kind of what this character looks like. We get a nice magic crown that we can use. High magic stats. So I'd say all 3 of these trials coming out this month are definitely worth doing. Definitely worth investing your time in. And have pretty good rewards for you guys to put in your inventory. So that's going to be exciting in its own case. Next up, another thing everybody's been waiting on. And this is how it's going to go, guys. When they're talking about 7-star upgrades. Excuse me. They're going to end up coming, they're going to come out once a month. There's going to be big batches. And they're going to be coming out, mostly probably going to be announced in these update videos. And we can see that it's the 10th. So around the 10th, 11th, 9th, that's probably when the update videos will come out. So that's where you're going to have to wait for the 7-star upgrades. But this 7-star upgrade has one of the best units in the game when it comes to in her own way, and that is Transterra. If you guys have double Transterra, time to rejoice, because that's becoming a 7-star Transterra, and your magic days of worrying are over. She's actually going to be able to beat a lot of trials for you with her insane magic damage, and we'll go over her again in detail when we do 7-star reviews. We have Tidus here, who is also insane, can eventually be able to triple cast Quick Hit, from what I understand. Now, he's not going to be as good as Hyoh when it comes to damage. One of the things that worry me about Tidus is that he was kind of delayed into the second 7-star batch, and I'm worried I won't be able to see a lot of Tidus friends on my friend list to be able to chain with, because Hyoh is just going to be so dominant. I do believe he's going to be everywhere with everyone saving their Lapis. And with double step up and unit of choice already given to us, I do believe a lot of people are going to have access to that bad boy. Next up, we have Ayaka, which is really exciting. Ayaka is going to be one of the best 7-star healers in the game, so it's going to be something you guys can get if you have her 7-star. And then Roberta is going to be interesting. I do know that Cooley BK is very interested in her 7-star. But those are the ones I'm mainly excited about. Now, I'm not saying the other ones are bad or not as good, but those are the ones that I have my eye on. Maybe Onion Knight. I do know that his 7-star was supposed to be kind of disappointing, but maybe with the global changes with the Imperil, etc., onto his kits, perhaps that could change things. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. After that, we showed some character enhancements that are coming out, ability enhancements, and the problem I have with these, and maybe some of you guys feel the same way, with 7-stars, I'm more interested in what the 7-star units can do, as opposed to what my unit can do at 6-star at this point, or 4-star, or 3-star. I'm not saying that those character and ability enhancements aren't great, or they could be great, or they can help you out if you are still using these units and you don't have 7-stars to take up your full party, because not everyone has 7-stars at this point. I'm just saying, for me personally, I get a little less excited until their 7-star form comes out, and then I start brainstorming, like, what do I got to put on them and things like that. I do know that Lauren, grabbing those 2 swords does become the top damage dealer, at least in JP. Even more than Hyoh somehow. I haven't really looked into it too much because it doesn't make much sense to me, but apparently that's a thing, so that's going to be something to look forward to, along with other ability enhancements. We'll do I'll look them over and we'll see what we need to think about with those. And finally, they did a Q&A that happened at the end of the video. The first question was, let's say I have 100 of this tech ability awakening crest, and I want to turn it into the bigger one. So I want to do step ups or I want to do step backs, which I think is a great idea. They said, nah, they're never going to do that. It doesn't sound like it's not something they're going to work into the system. So I can maybe kind of sad, because I've always been there where I have like 15 of the big one, but I need 2 more of the little one. And I would take that 15 and crack it down to make the little ones if they'd let me, or the other vice versa, make bigger ones for myself. But I guess it's a whole new system they would have to implement, so I can understand why they would be. And last but not least, I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to this too. The swimsuit units are coming. Swimsuit Lastwell, I'm assuming Swimsuit Rain. They're going to have a whole swimsuit event. We're going to have an exploration we get to do. That's coming, I think, this month, they said. And then they're also going to finally give us the FanFesta design units, meaning we're going to finally have a Tonberry, at least to my knowledge, the Tonberry one, in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. They said this is at the end of September, so we're going to get our hands on those fan-created units. I'm very excited. I can't wait to mess around with them and move around and things like that. So overall, a very hype, very exciting news update video. I mean, looking at the Hyoh double step up banner is insane to me. You guys are gonna have and to throw Awakened Rain on it, right? Instead of like throwing on like, who can we throw on? Yes, put Delete on there with Hyoh. That would be great. So it honestly doesn't seem like a greed play. It seems like a play to give us a better chance of getting Hyoh if you have Lapis. Now, that does incite some spending, but it also gives you a return on your spending, in my opinion, because you're guaranteed on the step-up banner, as opposed to just having to summon on a banner where you're not guaranteed Hyoh or a good unit. So I'm actually going to give props to them there. You guys can decide how you want to, but you do have a better chance, as long as you have a bunch of Lapis saved up, which some of you guys do, to get Hyoh with these double step-up banners. So that's really exciting. Sadly, again, if they don't announce anything about the unit of choice ticket, I'm not going to be spinning. I have to keep to my word. Got to keep strong. So I have 35k Lapis, though, and we're going to have tickets. So we'll see what happens there. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how you feel about the double step-up banner. And if you know, that makes you feel a little bit better about this whole thing until we figure about the unit of choice ticket. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.